Alrighty, friendos, welcome. It is the day we've all been waiting for, the Christmas update, the Tempest update. In this video, we're going to go through all the patch notes. I'm going to show you a couple of new features, and I'm going to explain some of the stuff that might be confusing to anybody, because I know there's a lot of new changes. First and foremost, I just want to show you guys the new lobby. Check out the cute little snowman. I love it. So festive. Wait, is there anything in here? No, we still got the pajama girl dancing in the corner. Okay. I don't think there's anything super duper duper new as far as rituals or summoning circles, but if there is, let me know. All right, let's go and pull the patch notes in and talk about them. And I'll also link these down below in case you want to read them by yourself. But okay, we got the Tempest Major update, version 0.0, yeah, so and such forth. Welcome back to that update for you. With all the recent paranormal interference, the weather around certain locations has become more hazardous and intense. Ghosts have been haunting locations longer and longer each night, with some disappearing just before the sun comes up. Will you brave these new conditions? This update comes with a host of small features, improvements, and options. Additionally, there'll also be a larger update in the near future to add more features and surprises. If you're currently forcing direct extend, please disable it. It'll possibly cause issues, crashes. Okay. So, with this new update is the Christmas event, the holiday 2022 event. From now until early January, you can take part in the Phasmophobia 2022 holiday event. Earn yourself a unique trophy for the collection, as well as exclusive holiday 22 ID card and badge. Find out information when clicking the holiday sticker in the main menu. I'm gonna make a separate video on this, showing you how to do this, so don't worry about that right now. But yeah, this is cool. Another way to get another trophy, kind of like the Halloween trophy. This is a huge change. The reward changes for the custom difficulty. With the addition of custom difficulty, we've seen so many exciting, unique, and challenging games being created. But we'd like to redirect what the purpose of custom games is, and there are several reasons why. We'd like custom difficulty to be primarily used for fun and interesting games with unique twists, similar to other games with the custom games mode, without the worry of how much you're getting out of it. It's very difficult to balance each option's rewards to have a corresponding and fair reward multiplier. Because of this, it's incredibly quick to create games that are potentially much easier or faster than their default difficulty counterparts, but give the same or even more rewards, which makes default modes redundant. With our analytics and player data, we can see that the large majority of players still play intermediate and professional. Having a set reward per custom option makes them very fragile and limits what we can change for the default difficulties or any future difficulties we'd like to add to the game. Lastly, with the large upcoming changes with Progression 2.0, we'd like experience and money to be gained fairly for every player and try to avoid any cheesy reward tactics if we can. Because of these reasons, we're making the following changes to custom rewards. Custom difficulty will now have an 80% reduction applied to the reward multiplier. So what that means is if you go into a game and you're playing on 24 times, you do the game, perfect game, all the objectives, all get the ghost right, pictures, whenever it applies to 24 times reward, it is then going to subtract 80% of that reward. So you're only going to get 20% of your maximum reward. Crazy, right? We know this is a huge change, but this should separate custom games into a challenge and fun mode. Keep default difficulties as the main route for character progression. The second part of this major update, coming soon, TM, will be adding something special for those wanting a regular, harder challenge than Nightmare and something super special. I'm really excited about that, right? Maybe it'll be a zero sanity, zero evidence mode, kind of like what I do. I don't know. We'll see. That's what I'm hoping for. No, current future challenges, like the Apocalypse Challenge, will still be accessible and custom and still grant trophies. Yeah, so you can still do the Apocalypse Challenge, which is on Sunny Meadows 15 times, 20 times, 24 times. You're just not going to get a bunch of money for it, unfortunately. Okay, but this is where they've buffed the default difficulties. Investigation bonuses. To compensate for the above changes, we're adding some additional rewards for playing well default difficulties, which will reward players who have the sharpest eye for ghost identification. We will also be changing the rewards for secondary objectives to encourage players to complete the primary objective in game instead of ignoring it. Added payments page to the journal. Investigation bonus. If you can identify the ghost correctly and escape alive, you will double the money and experience you earn from the primary and secondary objectives you complete during that contract. Basically, what that means is you're going to double your money. So you'll get double the money from correctly getting the ghost and all your objectives if you can correctly identify the ghost and escape alive. But the perfect investigation bonus, if you manage to complete the above but additionally collect the bone and fill your journal with 3-star photos. So this could be a picture of anything, like an interaction picture, the bone, cursed possession, dead body. As long as they're 3-star pictures, that's all you need to get a perfect game. You don't even need the ghost photo, by the way, for a perfect game. Although it's the best picture to take, it's $20. But I know sometimes it's easy to butcher a ghost picture, so you don't have to worry about a ghost picture for a perfect game. You'll gain an additional sum of money and experience on top of the investigation bonus. Secondary objectives have had their rewards reduced to make way for the investigation bonuses. Investigation bonuses are affected by the difficulty multiplier. So basically what this means is that Nightmare is going to be the best way to farm money. Getting a perfect game on Nightmare will get you the maximum amount of money. And I'm going to make a separate video on this, showing you how to get a perfect game on Nightmare and how much money you can make. So we'll get to that in another video. This is super exciting. So they made a couple changes to a couple ghosts. With every update, we like to look at which ghosts need some love. We found that some ghosts needed some buffs, and some needed changes to help with low evidence runs. All ghosts. Hunting ghost model flickers are now synced across all players. So I guess what used to happen is that when the ghost would blink, it looked different for the host versus like the people playing with the host. I didn't realize that, but apparently that was a thing. When hunting, ghosts now affected lights at the same range as equipment, if on the same floor. So the Raiju has always been 15 meters, all their ghosts 10 meters. This is huge. So the Wraith has been adjusted to match the journal description better. Wraith will never step in a salt pile. So what this means is, you know how before, to test for a Wraith, you'd put salt down, the ghost would step in it, and then you could either shine your UV light or take a picture of the salt pile to see if there are footsteps. That's not going to happen anymore. The Wraith will just completely avoid the salt pile. And so this might be kind of frustrating because it's like, okay, wait, is the ghost just not stepping in the salt, or is this a Wraith? A good strategy for this is that you could put salt piles like in the doorway of the ghost room and then put a motion sensor in the doorway. And if you see the motion sensor go off, but none of the salt gets stepped in, it's probably a Wraith. So huge, honestly, I like this change because it's a little bit more lore accurate. Like Wraiths don't like salt, so why would they step in the first place? They're probably going to avoid it, right? This is the one I'm most excited for. The Obake finally has a no evidence tell. Obake finally remembered how to shapeshift. I love how they phrase this, by the way. During a hunt, Obake have a 6.66 chance each time it flickers. So when the ghost flickers, right? Not just like during a hunt, but each time it flickers, is a 6.66 chance to shapeshift in a different ghost form. They will then return back to their original form. Oh my god. I've not seen this yet. I'm so excited to see this. I'm going to try really hard to get some footage of this. This is guaranteed to happen at least once per hunt, so keep your eyes peeled. Revenant. Revenant's finally scary again, guys. Legendary Revenant has been left behind in the ranks of the new friendly ghosts, so we're finally returning some form and glory to the Speed Beast and adjusting how this ghost hunts, hopefully placing them back on the podium. Instead of slowing down instantly after losing line of sight, Revenant will keep their increased speed until reaching your last known position. So what this means is that, you know how before the Revenant, you'd hear Revenant, you'd be hiding, you'd hear Revenant, it'd be slow. Or if you were out and about and you heard the Revenant and it got line of sight with you, it would get super fast. And then if you broke line of sight, it would slow down. Or if you smudged it, it would slow down. But now it's not going to slow down until it gets to your last known position. So like say if you rounded a corner and broke line of sight, it's going to go to like right by that corner and stay super speedy until it slows down again. So they're actually pretty scary now. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of nervous to go against Revenants. The speed will now decrease gradually over 2.7 seconds instead of instantly. Okay, that's interesting too. So like they're not going to instantly go back to the super slow. It's going to gradually decrease. That's going to be interesting to hear. I'm excited for that. They finally fixed Goryo. I know in the past couple videos I've said like, oh, the Goryo's broken. It wanders twice as much. They said they finally fixed it. They can no longer change your favorite rooms, and they no longer roam long distances. So I'm excited to see that this is actually a thing. Not that that's going to be a super big tell on zero evidence, but I think with everything else we have going, it might be easier to figure out if it's a Goryo or not. Hantu's secret ability visuals have been adjusted. Hantu's cold breath will now play in any room during hunts if the breaker is off. That is so cool. I've actually never seen the Hantu's cold breath. So the way the Hantu works is during a hunt, if you're in the freezing temperature room, you can see their breath, which is kind of weird because it's like, why would you want to be in the room with it while it's hunting? Like you probably die. But yeah, you'll see the cold breath in any room as long as the breaker is off. And Hantu's cold breath results have been improved. I'm very excited to see that. Hopefully we'll get a Hantu today. A Yuri can no longer use their ability when there's no door in its current room. I mean, not super exciting. I guess that's helpful if you're playing with sanity. Because the Yuri can like drain your sanity. I think it's by 15%. Whenever it tries to use its ability, so it can no longer do that unless there's a door in its room. And now there's a bunch of visual changes. I don't know if I'm gonna go through every single one of these. They have brought fog back. I've actually never seen fog, so I'm excited to see this. Locations will start at the same temperature as clear. Yeah, I'm excited to see the fog. They brought sunrise weather, which I'm really excited. I'm going to show you that in this video. Weather effects have been completely recreated from the ground up. New graphics options have been added. Oh, this is huge. You can now place crucifixes on the ground and it's going to show you their effect range. That is so awesome because before I'd always eyeball, be like, okay, I think this is about like a 3-meter bubble. Now it's actually going to show you the bubble. Isn't that awesome? Let's see. And there's a couple other, oh, there's added a text option for voice recognition. This will show UI for selecting what question to ask on the spirit box and Ouija board. So a couple changes. The smudge stick's burn effect has been improved. I'm going to show you how the smudge stick looks a little bit different. Haunted mirrors effects and visibility has been improved. Improved glow sticks. Transparent objects and effects will now receive shadows from lights. Resetting your save file now wipe your cloud backup. Improved performance on campsite maps. That's huge because I know a lot of people can't play with me when I play in the campsite map. So I'm really excited for that. Fingerprints have been moved on willow doors to be more consistently placed. I think they were usually placed like near the top of the door. So hopefully, I don't know where they moved them to, but they've been moved. Radios are not interactable with the breaker off. All players now be further than 5 minutes. Must now be further than 5 minutes from the Ouija board before it breaks instead of just the person who activated it. That's cool. The Ouija board will now deactivate when walking outside the map. Okay, interesting. Sanity pills no longer disappear when you use them. Instead, they now drop on the floor and are no longer usable. So I don't actually like that. I liked that they would disappear because, like, what if you're like, oh my god, there's sanity pills, and you go up to them? I guess that's more realistic, right? That the pill bottles stay behind. But I feel like a lot of people are gonna get debated and be like, oh my god, there's sanity pills, thank God, and then they're all gone. Improved 2 hiding spots in sunny meadows. I don't know these hiding spots, I'm gonna be honest. By a restrict area door and the one that restrict the wing. Small tent cloth is now translucent. Don't really know what that means. Fixes the average standing objective will now complete at the same time for all players. The bone will no longer spawn inside other objects. This is huge. How many times have you gone to look for the bone, checked everywhere, and you're like, this bone is nowhere? It no longer spawn inside other objects. It's great. Thank you. Tripods no longer count as electric equipment after moving a camcorder. I didn't know that even happened. Willow windows are now the correct way around. Didn't know that either, that they were broken. The weekly challenges timer will now reset at the same time as the challenges themselves. The complete daily challenges weekly will now only trigger when a daily challenge completes instead of when it progresses. You can no longer scroll to another item while placing something. I didn't know you could do that anyways. The ghost room will now show on the board in the truck and trading. Whoa, I didn't know that. That's cool. Okay. Deogen spirit box response will now work if you are not crouched. Cool. I still need to get that on video. The morgue door VR grab is now in the correct position. Hitting crouch button and physically crouching in VR no longer pushes you into the floor that the ghost cannot kill you. I'm glad they fixed this. This was so broken. Computer monitors in prison no longer turn on when the power is off. The ghost repelled stat will now count if you are not the host. In Sunny Meadows, the female hallway light switch will no longer toggle the utilities room light. Journal on-off are much more clear to understand. The EULA accept button will no longer be clickable until you scroll down to the bottom. The object's move stat will now correctly count poltergeist throws. Your inventory no longer break if you grab more than one item before joining a game. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. I think this happened to me. I think this is what happens to me sometimes. Room reflections will be accurate after turning a light on and go off quickly. Okay. Russian's Ukrainian font will no longer have grayed box around most characters. VR death room spawn position is now correct. Cool. So these are all the changes. A lot to go through. Like I said, I'm going to be a couple new videos about the Christmas event and the getting a perfect game on Nightmare and how much money you can get for it. And I'll probably try to get some of these new ghosts on video. That's going to take me a while, so I won't be able to do that in this video. But yeah, this video is just talking about all the different patch notes and all the changes. Comment down below what you're most excited for about this event. About this update, I should say. I think I'm probably most excited about the Obake. I'm so excited to actually see this ability and know that, oh my god, it's an Obake. But whereas before I was like, maybe it's an Obake because it's not doing anything else. So I'm super excited. But yeah, if you found this video helpful, drop it a like. If you love it, drop me a sub. Otherwise, good luck ghost hunting, and I will see you in the next one.